Well, hello there, and welcome to yet another episode of Friday Night Chill with Will. I'm Will. I hope you guys have been having a good week. My week has been pretty good. Can't complain, really. A lot of stuff going on in the world still, and I am just trying to keep my sanity through it all. So, yeah, doing our best, which is about all you can expect from most people nowadays. So, yeah, I hope you guys are hanging in there as well. I know there's a lot going on right now, and it can be very overwhelming some days because there's a lot of stuff that everyone should be caring about, but obviously not everyone has the capacity to care about every single thing, and everything is equally as important as the other because everything is dire. It can just be a lot. So I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves in, appropriate ways. Just do what you can, Remember, you're only one person. And there's only so much one person can do. So for tonight's episode, we're going to do, I guess, a quick little story time and then just kind of like a little anecdote, I guess, afterwards. I did something kind of unprecedented last Friday while the episode was airing, because, I pre-record these. While the episode was airing, I went out for the first time, like, on a Friday in forever. Like, I can't even tell you the last time I went out on a Friday, like, to go out. I went out to a bar to go meet someone. A mutual friend of ours introduced us to each other, so we've been talking, and so we decided to meet up, and we met up at a gay bar, which is cool. I've been to gay bars before, but never for very long. I think most of my experience with gay bars is kind of weird because of a lot of them happened during COVID. So there was a lot of, you're on the patio, or a lot of places are closed. I remember, like, my first, like, trip to West Hollywood was during pandemic times, and there was just a lot of the clubs had shut down, and it was a very weird night. I had, like, 2 beers and got really tipsy, and that was it, because I'm an uber lightweight. So yeah, met up at a local bar, which was like a local gay bar that was literally down the street from me, which is like really weird now that I think about it, like how close it is, and I've never been to it. But yeah, we went there, we hung out, and had a good time. It was my first time just kind of being immersed in a gay bar, just kind of environment, and just kind of taking it all in, just like to see how the night played out, which sounds weird, coming from someone who's 31, but, everyone gets those experiences at different times. So it's not like I had to have done that or anything, but it did feel kind of weird because it's just like, man, I'm still learning about being gay, and I'm 31 years old. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. But I digress. It was cool. Saw a drag show in person. Again, that was the first time I'd seen a drag show in person, so that was fun. My whole thing was just like trying to understand the etiquette of like how everything works, because like to me, like the whole tipping thing with like drag queens and like go-go dancers and stuff like that, like I don't know how that works, and I am just kind of like being a sponge if it's like my first time in an environment like that. So yeah, saw a drag show. 3 queens performed. They were all pretty good. It was a lot of Mexican, Latino stuff, banda, stuff like that. It was a fun time. Pretty short. I was surprised. It was 3 queens. They each did a song, and then they were just like, all right, we'll be back at midnight, I guess. And it was like it couldn't. I think it was like 10 o'clock. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess. So you just do a song and then you come back in 2 hours. You know what? Whatever. Obviously they're doing other stuff in the 2 hours. So it was funny. Yeah. So that happened. There were Go-Go Boys. We were there because there was an OnlyFans person that the person I was meeting up with wanted to see. So I was like, all right, that's as good enough reason as any to go. So we went, and I tipped a Go-Go Boy for the first time, and that was certainly very interesting. I don't think I would ever do that again, just because I feel uncomfortable in that type of. I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable. Like, I understand, like, they're working, like, that's it. I'm just a person with money in my hand, right? But it feels like you're crossing a boundary, and I'm just very big on boundaries. And I was just like, okay, cool. That was the thing I did. And we could probably leave it there. But yeah, it was a fairly straightforward night. We just had a couple drinks. It just got like a little tipsy. I pretty much sobered all the way up by the time I got back in my car. So it was a fun night, I think, all things considered. It was just a lot of talking back and forth, getting to know each other, and nothing insane or anything like that. And afterwards, I was thinking about the whole thing. And I was just like, man, I cannot recall the last time it was just like meeting up with someone and just having a good time like that. The last time I recall stuff like that happening was like when I was dating before my previous ex, which was a while ago. That had to have been at least 8 years ago, probably, at this point, when I was dating people. And like and the thing is, it's not like dating or anything like that. It was just like meeting new people. I think that's like an element that, like, an aspect of my life that I kind of miss. I do enjoy meeting new people, and I don't really ever give myself space to do that, I guess. And I really should be making more of an effort to do that. And that's like kind of something I realized after this past Friday. I'm like, damn, like, because I don't know. It's just like, if you're meeting someone new, there's like not very many expectations they can put on you right away. And that's kind of liberating in a way, because it's just like, oh yeah, like, this person doesn't really know anything about me. So I can just kind of like let loose, more or less, within reason, obviously. Don't be wilding out on the first time meeting someone and like be telling them your deepest, darkest secrets or anything like that. But I don't know. I think there is something liberating about meeting someone for the first time and just not having expectations of one another. I think that's super cool. And I really wish I would let myself do stuff like that more often, because it ended up being like really fun. So yeah, just a little mental note for myself that I need to start doing stuff like that. Yeah, had a bit of a tinge of a hangover the next day. It was just a tinge. You could barely call it a hangover, but it definitely felt like something the next morning. But yeah, that same person actually invited me out the following night to the same bar. And I was just like, you know what? I wanted to hang out with the person, but I'm just like, I don't know if I could do this 2 nights in a row. I think I'm good. I'm good. I just wanted to chill out and watch like Transformers or something. That's just how I felt like spending Saturday night, And it just be like that sometimes. So yeah, that's just a quick little story for this episode of Friday Night Chill, and just like a little bit of a reminder that, putting yourself out there to meet new people, is scary. But it's also fun. And like you don't realize how fun it is until like you're actually doing it and you're just kind of like meeting and mingling with people for the first time. So if you're having hesitations and issues with putting yourself out there and meeting new people, I would say just really try and make that effort to connect with people and talk to people. Like if you're talking to people on like apps and stuff, like really try and make an effort to, I don't know, just like get together and do something. Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just go. I say go get coffee, but like I feel like that's kind of an unfair thing. I feel like an activity is like always such a better idea. I don't know. Cause like we went to a bar, which is like kind of similar to like a coffee shop type of thing, but there's like music playing, there's, you know, there's just different things in the environment to do. So whereas like with a coffee shop, you're kind of just restricted to sitting at a table. And I actually heard someone describe it as kind of like a job interview kind of thing. And when I heard that and I thought about it, I'm like, it really is kind of like a job interview when you go on like a coffee date, because there's nothing really to talk about other than like, I don't know, you're just each other, which is like fine, I guess, but I think it is more meaningful when you have like, I don't know, just like a specific activity you can kind of relate to your first time meeting someone. I think that can be super cool and meaningful, because like I think about a date. There were a couple dates I went on with this one person, and I'll tell this story, whatever. So I don't know if I think of this person as like the one who got away, but I think about this person a lot. And so this was like around that time, like 8 years ago when I was dating. And what was the first time we hung out? We met up after work. We went on a date to like this Japanese restaurant that was nearby, and there was a Mexican restaurant like right next to the like shopping center where the Japanese restaurant was. So I think we got like sushi or something, had our fill of that, and then the dude I was on a date with, he wanted a margarita or something, and so we saw a Mexican spot, so we're like, oh well, maybe, because it was a bar too. So we walk in, we hang out, and we're just like talking, you know, shooting the shit, doing our thing, and we ended up talking like all night. And I mean all night. The bar closed. We went into his car and nothing extreme happened. Stuff happened, but nothing extreme happened. And we just talked until like, it was like 5 a.m., dude. The sun rose and we were still talking. It was insane. And we went back home, whatever. And then we went on another date, like probably a week or two later. And we went to an Asian bakery, 85 degrees, 89 degrees. I can't remember which one it is, but it's like a chain of an Asian bakery here in SoCal. And it was the same type of thing. We went to the bakery because we wanted to, you know, get the pastries or whatever. And, you know, we had our fill or whatever. And then maybe we got something to eat like in the shopping center too. But it was just another moment of us just kind of like talking and walking around and blah, blah, blah for hours. And it was so weird. I've never had that kind of, I don't know, connection, I guess, or ease of talking to someone. And I think we met like one more time after that. We wanted to do, We were gonna try and do like we wanted to do like an actual proper dinner date where like one of us cooked, and I think I panicked, and because this is also like during a time where like my brain wasn't very well and my house was kind of not as well kept as it could have been. I was kind of like hoarding some stuff, and it was just, I got really in my head about it, about having someone over. And so I started panicking. I was just like, could we like, switch some stuff around? And so he was like, yeah, that's fine. That's no big deal. We ended up, going over to his place, and we got dinner. And I think we ended up just going out to grab something, just because it was kind of like later than we had anticipated. Both of us had gotten off late from work or something. And we just brought it back to his place. We ate, we talked, we hung out. It was another thing. And that I don't know. I think about this person a lot. And yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I think it is just kind of one of those things where it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely do think about this person a lot. I think they still follow me on Snapchat. And they could be listening right now. Isn't that weird? But I don't know. Maybe they're not. They're probably not. But I'm 98% sure they still follow me on Snapchat. So that's fun. But yeah. Anyway, how did I get there? Whatever. It kind of has to do with like meeting people for the first time, right? I don't know. Like moments like that. Moments like that with this person this past Friday, and like that person all those years ago remind me that, despite, I don't like talking to too many people, but if there's someone like I'm interested in talking to, we're going to fucking talk. We're going to talk a lot, bitch. Okay? So just know that if I talk to you, it's for very good reason. And it's because I actually want to. But there's the light telling me to wrap up the show. Just kidding. That's a timer I have on my bedroom lights to chill the fuck out. So that's what I'm going to do. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight, you guys. I hope you guys liked the episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe and give a thumbs up for the episode if you did enjoy it. And if you'd like to follow me on all of my social media ventures, you can follow me at WillieJCo pretty much everywhere on the internet. So, yeah, I think that'll be it. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight, you guys. And I will see you next week for another Friday Night Chill.